Geraldine, hey.
What is up, YouTube? It's Ray Builds here, and I've got a different type of video today. As you can see in front of me, I have a TIE Interceptor. And if you can tell, this is actually the alternate build to the TIE Fighter into the TIE Interceptor made by TheBrixHub on YouTube. You can find his video online, and I'll link it in the description here. I went ahead and built his TIE Interceptor design because I already have some TIE Fighters, and for those of you who have the set already, the ship is a little bit smaller than the other TIE Fighters, so you put them in a fleet and these new ones stand out a lot because they're like half the size. Actually, they're more like 2/3 the size. Anyways, I saw his YouTube video, both of them, and I couldn't resist. I have no TIE Interceptors in my fleet, so I think what I will do is I'll continue to buy a couple more of these TIE Fighters and just rebuild them into TIE Interceptors. But I wanted to review his build because nobody's done that online yet, and I figured now would be a good time to show it off, what it actually looks like, the finished product, because in his videos they're all rendered. He doesn't actually show the builds themselves. Again, TheBrixHub, his YouTube, did a fantastic job. This is incredible. I don't think I would have came up with this design on my own. So first and foremost, thank you very much, and most impressive. So firstly, I want to start by showing off the leftover pieces. I stuck them all together here, but you get two of these big plates, some of the extra tiles, and these little hinge plates here. Oops, and some of these little hinge plates here. You know, you could go ahead and modify the wings more with the extra pieces. I just didn't see any need to. So firstly, he does have two videos, and if you look carefully, I actually did both designs, one on each side, so you can tell how different these look compared to the other. I'm going to start with this first video, so that would be this wing here. This was his first attempt at making the wing, and in my opinion, the much better looking version. I think this is the most accurate. You look at a picture of a TIE Fighter, it does have a straight area that kind of slants back, but it sits flush with the rear of the wing. What I didn't really like is that in this area on the actual TIE Fighter, the colors are reversed. It has more of a gray outline and a black center, whereas here it has a gray center and a black outline. You know, you're limited by the pieces. The greatest part about his video is that it didn't require any extra pieces. You could build this with just the pieces in the set, and as you can see, you get some leftovers there too. But this is the design. It looks very good. You know, there's no way to do it, but I wish there could have been somehow a way to continue this gray outline of the wing, just like on the real TIE Fighter. Other than that, I think it looks great. Here's the back of it. There's little guns. I think it's very clever how he did the guns. They look good. And so you can see I have it on a stand here. That is because the wings themselves, they look good, but they're not very structural. So I'm going to go ahead and take the stand off. And both wings are held together by hinges on each side and ball joints. So when you try to rest it, like on here, watch what happens. It just collapses in on itself. They aren't structural, they're purely for aesthetic, both sides. And so also there's a kind of an illegal building technique going on here. You see there's like 2-3 layers of plates. When you bend the wing, it makes this sound. Let me see if I can get it to do it. That's sort of the plate buckling against the other plate because there is technically not enough room in there to achieve this 45-degree angle. But, I mean, it's for looks, so. And he kind of stressed that in the second video, that this first design is purely aesthetic, not for play. That is why he made the other side. This is his, I believe he calls it his more durable fix for the first design. Also, the cockpit is the modular part of this. When you build his version, you don't need to modify the cockpit. The cockpit stays the same up to about there. So technically you could make some other designs with this cockpit as well. But anyways, let me show this other side. So first and foremost, I appreciate the effort. He did try to make it more durable, and in a way, it is more durable. But I think this design was worse, in my opinion. I like how he continued the gray line here, do the border of the wing. That effort shows. But I mean, that is not what the TIE Interceptor looks like. And I could appreciate it if it was like its own specialty class of TIE fighter or something in the expanded universe or whatever. But now this just looks wrong to me. This is not right. There needs to be something going on here. Like, there's just a void of space where there should be a panel. It's also recessed way too far back from the cockpit. Like, look at how far stretched those wings are compared to this. So it's clearly, this should have been moved up like an extra 4 studs, but I guess that's where it gets its durability from. It still can't sit on the wings when it lands, and still held together by a ball joint and hinge. Yeah, not crazy about this design, but I went ahead and did both of them just to do a comparison, and I'm gonna change this side, or I'm gonna change this side to this side because that looks a lot better. And you know, it's great that the TheBrixHub came up with this, because now you get a little inspiration to modify it further. But he's just there to give you the idea, and I really appreciated that. I highly recommend you guys go and check out both of his videos so you can see how they're made. It's so simple, dude. You can build both these wings in under like 10 minutes. It's perfect. His instructions are flawless. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, guys, stay tuned.